And it all fell apart.
It ends like that. You start thinking about the whole year.
Still asking why.
I mean, I was out, Kev was out, James was traded. It's just a culmination of things that happened throughout our year.
A lot of stuff that happened throughout the season. You need to go well in order for you to be a good team. And a lot of things didn't go our way.
He is Jalen Rose. I am David Jacoby. We are Jalen and Jacoby. What is it that we do? Jalen Rose, it happened. Last night at the Barclays Center, the Nets got swept by the Celtics, and we will get to the Nets. But however, let's first focus on the triumphant Boston Celtics and Jason Tatum's ascension into superstar and the defense they played on the Nets offense.
Wallace! Shout to my Filipino family who've adopted me. I'll have my broom soon. Let me just tell you guys something. I love watching the ascension of a player right in front of our very eyes. And see, the Jason Tatum thing, if you really look deeper into the box score, it ain't just happened in this series. The Celtics have made the Eastern Conference Finals 3 of the last 4 years. And the thing I love about Jason Tatum, he continued to add to his game. First, he wanted to get stronger. Then he improved his ball handling. Then he improved his passing. Then he improved his defense. And now he's a player that's flirting with all NBA first team status. And the beautiful thing about this is he was doing it against KD, and now we're questioning whether Jason Tatum is a better player after this series than Kevin Durant. That's the type of ascension he had. And I also want to point this out, which is extremely important. He fouled out of that game. So now it comes the moment of truth. There are going to be so many people that break down why the Celtics beat the Nets. But the overarching thing is that they were coached tough. When he fouled out, Jaylen Brown had the ball at the top of the floor, Jacoby, and he tried to go one-on-one. He lost the ball. He doubled down on it by fouling KD, which is a poor foul. The problem for him is that it happened in front of their bench too. The difference between these two teams is look at their coach. He's actually allowed to coach the best players. That's any dynamic. Look at all great teams, all great players. The number one relationships is when your coach can discipline, can coach, can challenge your best players. And a mentality now starts to happen. And it happened in another position, Jacoby, the point guard spot. A lot of times that's looked at as an elite spot. And you want a guy that can give you the oohs and ahs, right? Between the legs, behind the back like Kyrie, or unlimited range like Steph. But Marcus Smart makes timely, smart plays. I want to break down this final play that we just run, and I'm going to tell you some basketball stuff about this play that you ain't going to get nowhere else. You see this right here? That's Marcus Smart actually knowing that that's a one-possession game, and he was given a foul so KD couldn't tie the game with a three. That's what people ain't going to tell you. That's one, and that was a good attempt. Number two, did Kevin Durant miss a clutch free throw?
Sure did.
So that's where we going now, Jacoby? We missing clutch free throws when we KD in a big situation that could keep it a one-possession game? But it's more. I brought up Ime for a reason. When he missed the free throw, what was the Nets doing? That looked like a wreck game when like the other team is up like 7 or 8 points and people trying to see, can I run with the people who got next? Can I run? You got a spot for me? You got a spot with me? Can I run with y'all? Like, they inbounded the ball, and KD did a bad gamble. and the ball ends up at half court. And then Marcus Smart loses track of the time of whether he should pull it out. He misses a left-hand layup that he shouldn't have took, but since he went hard to the bucket, it's only right. Al Horford, the cleanup man, who Oklahoma City let sit out a season basically, who Boston brought back for leadership and productivity, who's giving them defense, who's giving them rebounding, who's giving them toughness, who's giving them leadership, just kindly taps it back in. That also highlights that the Nets were a small team, not physical team, and didn't have rim protection. The Boston Celtics deserve to sweep the Nets.
I'm glad you brought up that they're small and not physical, because I saw that play just like you did. Do you know what I saw that you didn't mention is before Al Horford tipped it in, Kyrie Irving had position right next to him. Could have put a body on him, could have put his hands into him because he is smaller, but again, he's smaller and less physical, didn't even attempt to impede Al Horford from that putback. And of course, after